Hi, I'm aware that I'm slightly off center. It's so that you can see my cats. Initially, I was going to do like an end of year recap for all the movies I watched in the year, but that sounds like a lot of work. And I think I would more benefit from just doing a monthly, here's all the movies I watched this month. So welcome to the first installment of my new series where I plan to do monthly, group reviews of movies. This video will be covering January of 2026 and just all the movies I watched this month. Each review will contain probably mild spoilers. They'll be timestamped, so if you see a movie along the timeline that you're curious about, maybe just be hesitant. I won't spoil anything major, but if you want to go in with absolutely nothing, then skip over that part. So the first movie I will be talking about is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I saw the first one in theaters when it came out. My birthday was on the 4th of this month, and on that day, me and my friend Lisette went and we saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in theaters at a theater that was still showing it. It was really bad, but it was bad in a fun way. Listen, something you need to know about me right out the bat, I love a bad movie or a bad book or a bad piece of media, so long as it's funny bad, not boring bad. So I really enjoyed it, even though it was a bad movie. This is a minor spoiler, I guess, but it had literally no bearing on the plot. Circus Baby from Sister Location shows up for 2 seconds for no fucking reason. That got a laugh out of us. It's just bad. It was a bad movie. The first movie was good. It wasn't high art, but it was good for what it is. The second movie was real bad. The opening sequence of the second movie is good, and then the rest of it is just back-to-back dog shit. But I enjoyed it. I do find it funny that everyone was freaking out. They're like, Matt Pat's voicing a character, and then he had 4 lines in a movie. I don't like Matt Pat or Game Theory or anything like that, so I didn't mind not having to hear him talk for that long. I just found it funny because that was the most hyped thing about the movie. And then he doesn't talk until the third act of the movie, and then he only talks in one scene. Megan Fox's Toy Chica did a good job. The performances were good, although at times it kind of felt flat, they didn't want to be there, which they probably didn't because it was a bad movie. I do feel the character Vanessa was treated very unfairly in the movie. I was like, God damn, this girl cannot catch a break. And the movie doesn't really condemn her mistreatment at all. A lot of the deaths were stupid. It was scarier than the first movie. I do think people were being dramatic when they were like, these movies should be rated R. That's fucking stupid. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Also, it's a series with a largely young demographic. Do you want nobody to be able to watch the film? Are you stupid? But I did agree that the first movie could have leaned a little bit more into the horror, specifically jump scare horror, because that's what Five Nights at Freddy's is. I will say the second movie did have a lot more jump scares, and I was having a time. Listen, I'm fine with horror. Jump scares get me. Overall, terrible film. I can't wait to watch the third one. So now let's talk about something actually good. The second movie I watched was Pearl. It's a A24 movie. It gets quoted a lot. I'd seen the viral clips from the movie of her freaking out, but I didn't really know what the deal was. But I saw it was on Tubi, and I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll watch it. What a movie. I get why it's popular. I thought it was fine. I gave it 4 stars on my Letterboxd review. It's a good movie. It wasn't something I see myself revisiting at any point. It had some good monologues. It's a good movie. It was very well acted. I don't really have any huge critiques with it. It was just, I don't know. It just felt like it was missing something. Or maybe it just wasn't fully my thing. I liked it. It was a good movie, but I don't see myself ever revisiting it. Glad I watched it, though. I might try to learn the mom's monologue because I like acting, and it was a good monologue. Good monologues, good tension. It was a very tension-heavy movie. I love seeing a character flip their shit, and that's kind of what the whole movie is. But I don't know, something about it just didn't fully, I don't know. I watched Spookley, the Square Pumpkin. It was on Netflix, and I was like, this looks bad, and it was not great. It was a musical. I didn't know it was a musical when I went into it, and I found out afterwards they also made a stage musical adaptation. You can buy the rights to perform Spookley the Square Pumpkin. I kind of want to see a production of Spookley the Square Pumpkin. I kind of want to be in a production of Spookley. I feel like that would be so funny. Yeah, pretty basic, standard, short CG kids film. It's a musical. Some of the songs were like catchy, and then some of them were really, really bad. The messaging is kind of stupid because the whole time they're being like racist to the square pumpkin, and then they only learn to accept him after he does something heroic. That's a common thing in kids' films, and I hate it every time. It's like, what? We can only accept somebody after they save our lives? What is the message there? I think it's dumb. But the big starting number really gets me. Look at Spookley, look at him. He's so weird, he won't fit in. It gets stuck in my head more often than I would like to admit. It was short. I'm glad it was short. If it was any longer, I probably wouldn't have anything good to say about it at all. But it was short enough to be charming. I love me a good, short, bad kids movie. Because if it's too long, then it overstays its welcome. But if it's short, then it's like, no harm, no foul. So I believe the next movie I watched was Lesbian Vampire Killers. I posted a short vlog with my friends on the day we watched this movie. My friends Lisette and Dominic came over and we watched Lesbian Vampire Killers. I have a DVD of it, which is kind of a whole rabbit hole in itself that I might make a whole separate video about because the DVD copy I have is really weird and kind of rare, and I found it at a Dollar General. But I got this movie on DVD at Dollar General because I thought it looked bad, and like I said, I love bad media. I got carded for the movie, which is crazy. I was not expecting to get carded in a Dollar General. It's really bad. There's a very unfortunate scene where James Corden is jorking it, and that was uncomfortable. It's a really homophobic movie. You hear the name Lesbian Vampire Killers and you think, great, it's lesbians killing vampires. No, it's James Corden and some twink killing lesbian vampires. And the whole thing is extremely homophobic, but it was kind of too campy and ridiculous to get mad at. They named the big leader vampire Carmilla, you know, like the classical book Carmilla about lesbian vampires. Except this movie is so fucking stupid, so it just feels so disrespectful to call her that. It was so bad. I kind of loved it, but I also kind of hated it. I have it on DVD. I can't even sell the DVD because it's so rare. I want to keep it. I can't see myself ever rewatching it though. Man, rough. It's a rough watch. Okay, this one I cannot give a full review on because we did not finish the movie. And that's also why I don't have a Letterboxd thing to put on the screen because I can't rate it on Letterboxd. I didn't finish it. That would feel unfair. But while Lisette and Dominic were over, we did try watching the 2012 Les Mis movie. And it was bad. I don't think that's a hot take. It's a bad movie. They wouldn't stop fucking singing, and I get that's not the movie's fault because it's a sung-through musical. Maybe I just don't like Les Mis the musical. I haven't seen it, but why does every song sound the same? Is this what people who hate musicals feel like when they see musicals? Because I was like, shut the fuck up. I hated it. It was so bad. We couldn't finish it. It was too long. We got through like the first hour of this 2.5-hour movie, and it was so draining. We're like, we can't. Anne Hathaway did an okay job. Hugh Jackman needed a drink of water. It was bad. I had bought it on DVD for when we hung out. I was at Barnes & Noble and I bought it alongside like whatever else I was there for. I'm gonna, I think, give the DVD to Dominic because he likes that movie. Not because it's good, but because he's a movie guy. I think he finds it funny and he doesn't have it on DVD, so I'm probably gonna give it to Dominic. Bad movie. Can't rate it, but man, 5 Feet Apart is a movie I remember hearing about before it came out. And it's kind of old now. It's from like 2019. I just remember it was like terminally ill Cole Sprouse, the movie. That was the vibe I got. And I was curious about it, but then I didn't watch it when it came out. But I saw it was going off of Tubi at the end of the month. And I'm like, you know what? This is a movie I've always been curious about. I was fully expecting it to be like really mid. I loved it. It was really good. It's sad. It has sad parts in it. Okay, major spoiler alert for what I'm about to say. It does the barrier gaze thing, but I can't be offended by it because I think this is kind of an exception because there's like 4 main characters. The main girl, Cole Sprouse, main girl's best friend, and then the nurse. And does it really count as barrier gaze if it's one of like 4 characters? He didn't die because he was gay. It was just an unfortunate overlap, I think. Also, he's terminally ill. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I think it gets a pass. It is a little unfortunate that the one gay character dies, but I give this movie a pass. Anyways, it was really, really good. I was expecting it to be mid or not good, but it was really good. I mean, it is what it is. It's a teen movie. It's not like high art, but for what it is, it's amazing. And I like that kind of movie. I like The Road Within, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Girl Interrupted, The Edge of 17, one with Haley Steinfeld. Movies like that I tend to enjoy, and I enjoyed this one. It was really good. It was like really good for what it is. I bought it on DVD, and I bought the book because apparently it's based on a book, and I want to read the book. Cole Sprouse' character is a little bit corny when you first meet him, but then that quickly goes away. It's really just his introduction scene where he's acting corny as hell, and it's like, shut up. I was really worried that the whole movie was going to be like that, but no, it's just his introduction scene. Yeah, really good movie. If you haven't watched it, go fucking watch it. I highly recommend it. Okay, so the next movie I watched was Love Lies Bleeding. It's a A24 movie starring Kristen Stewart looking like she hasn't slept in months. I have a type, and it's tragic. Anyways, this was another movie I had heard about prior to it being released, but I didn't watch it when it came out. But again, I saw it was going off of Tubi at the end of the month, so I was like, fuck, I'll just watch it. It's not very good. It's unfortunate, because the first, like, 2/3 of the movie are fairly good. They're not amazing, but it's, you know, it's a good movie. It seems like it's ramping up to some big anti-drug message that would have been delivered well. There's lots of lesbian sex in the movie. It was a rated R movie. I'm telling you this in case you don't want to see a bunch of sex. It was a very sex-heavy movie. But the final act of the movie just, So it turns into, like, one of the writer's clear, like, giantess fetishes. It's weird. Granted, it was already kind of a kinky movie, because, like I said, there was a lot of sex in it. There's, like, a toe-sucking scene earlier in the film. But the ending just, And then it also, like, does away with all the anti-drug messaging. So, was it worth it? Was it worth it, A24? I feel like every time I watch an A24 movie, I'm disappointed. And that leads me on to the next movie I watched, which was X, which is the movie that Pearl was a prequel to. Except I saw Pearl first, and I feel like that enhanced the experience. Without the context of Pearl, the horror of the movie, because it's a horror movie, is just old people, scary. There's a lot more tension if you've seen Pearl first. I find it kind of weird that Pearl was released after, because I feel like it works better watching Pearl first. It's a horror movie. It has the girl who played Chloe in Pitch Perfect. I love me some Pitch Perfect, so that was a pleasant surprise. Had Jenna Ortega in it. She did good because she always does good. It's an okay film. It wasn't amazing. Again, I feel like every time I watch an A24 movie, I'm disappointed. But it was perfectly fine for what it is. I had a good time watching it. It's another rated R movie. Specifically, the concept, if you don't know of this one, is that it follows a bunch of people making an adult film. So if that bothers you, you know, don't watch it. I feel like I definitely had a better time seeing it because I watched Pearl first. So my advice would be to watch Pearl first. And finally, at the time of recording this is the last movie I watched, and I don't plan to watch more. I watched Earth to Echo. It's basically an E.T. ripoff, but in the 2010s. I don't think that's wrong. I don't hold that against it, because E.T. is an old movie. I haven't seen E.T. I know the basic concept of E.T., which is how I know that Earth to Echo is an E.T. ripoff, but I don't hold against it being a ripoff. It was a movie, I had seen it when I was younger, and I remember really liking it. I rewatched it because, again, it was expiring off of Tubi. I understand why I really liked it when I was younger. Do I necessarily agree? Did I love it? No. But I see why me, at a younger age, fucked heavy with it. I do need you to know that one of these kids, which, by the way, the kids would only be like a year or two older than me, because it takes place at the time it came out. The movie came out in 2014. They were around my age that I was in 2014. One of the kids' name is Reginald. Ain't nobody in my generation is called Reginald. And they gave him a nickname, probably to avoid calling him Reginald, and you know what that nickname was? They called him Munch. Reginald Munch Barrett is a real name in this film, and it's terrible. They're gonna put Colleen Hoover out of a job. I did think the ending was sweet. I found Alex to be a compelling character. He's one of the, like, 3 or 4 kids. The whole thing was filmed, like, a YouTube video. It's like a found footage sci-fi adventure movie, which is a weird combination of genres. Oh my god. That's my cat. I thought it was cool, though there were a few shots that didn't make logistical sense following that. But as far as a movie following that concept, it was fairly easy to follow how this film got to be. The only exception is the little alien guy, Echo. He has footage from his perspective I don't know how they got that footage onto Tuck's computer for him to edit. That doesn't make any sense. It's a cute little movie. I wouldn't recommend paying money for it, but if you see it on like a free service and you have an hour and a half free, it's cute. Alright, well that was all the movies I watched this month. If you liked the video, then consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna start posting movie reviews every month, in addition to my regular content. I'll put the Patreon people on the screen now. If you've seen any of these movies, let me know your thoughts on them, and I'll see you whenever I see you again. Goodbye.